Hello everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. I've just had a most amazing swim in the sea here. Just love jumping into this clear water, and such a great freedom and liberation. It's been a really special week for me personally. It's been quite surreal. I've had two of the most important people in my life on this journey guiding me come and stay at the house. One, a shaman who took me to the rainforest, to the tribes for many years, and that's where I started exploring and going really deep into plant medicine. And then another individual who appeared in my life and showed me all about what I do today, frequency work, not having to use anything outside of myself. Very different modalities from both individuals, but through the evenings of having our conversations, the end game is always the same. We are the power. We are the ultimate, and our connection with our timeless self, that is always there. We have these things called filters that tell us that we're not connected to our timeless self, but we're always connected to our timeless self. And at the end of the day, in this physical form, I'm an expression of my timeless self, and absolutely anything is possible. Absolutely anything. We all have the power within. So last week I talked about, like for instance behind me, Esphedra, when we tune into these other frequencies that are clear to help us. They're supplements, they're complements if you like, but nothing is more powerful than that connection we have within to our timeless self. So in this meditation, let's go a little bit deeper and let's bring some clarity into how we use external forces, whether it's plant medicine or it is something like a porthole of Esphedra, and how we can use those to help us, but ultimately we can release those, because then we can get to a point that we can just use, and not just, that we just connect with our timeless self, and that's where the really great transformations happen. So with that, let's kick back, listen to the meditation, and I'll see you all next week. So as we get settled, taking a breath in, deep breath in to the count of 4, holding that breath to a count of 4, and then releasing through the mouth to another count of 4. Doesn't matter about the count, it's just that so as you're disciplined with your breath, and just noticing where you are in your body, where your body is in the environment. Looking around, noticing your environment outside of your body, and then closing your eyes again. And taking another deep breath in. And bringing in these technologies in Ibiza of Esphedra. And what do we mean when we say we're bringing in technologies, bringing in the frequencies of something else? We're just tuning in to what already belongs to us, as we are a fractal, we are a part of the whole, yet we contain the whole. So we're just simply putting our attention, giving ourselves permission to connect with something that before we were very conscious of being part of us. But through the process of coming into this density, we have created an identity of separateness from the whole. Taking another deep breath in. And noting your spine area, the spine in its entirety, all 33 vertebrae. Walk down those vertebrae in the mind's eye. Walk around the spine, notice the spine, what color is it, the texture, the gaps between each vertebrae. Just in the mind's eye, go in as much detail, so as you do that, I can bring in, tune in to these frequencies to help you, help yourself remember. And as we work our way down the spine, this amazing apparatus that not only holds us up, keeps us mobile, it's also our receiver and our transmitter of frequencies. It's what people pick up on when you walk into a room, you meet someone new. They pick up on your frequency signature, not so much what you look like, what you're saying, what car you're driving, whatever. How many people you're helping. The information you're able to regurgitate that you've read or heard from before. That's not what we pick up on when we meet each other. We pick up our frequency signature. What are we sending out to people? Which is really, what is our core beliefs deep, deep within? Even if we don't approve of those beliefs, even if we want to shift from those beliefs, that's what we're sending out through the spine. And equally what we receive from others. And it's not just people. People, places, things. You walk into a room. You get a feeling of you want to leave. You don't want to be in that room. That's the frequencies. So taking another deep breath in. This time let's take a breath in from the core of the earth, tuning in, connecting to those frequencies that have been around billions of years, all purified. Bring those right up through your body to the top of your crown. And just letting these pure frequencies wash through you, cleanse you, align you into a better position, a better reality that's on offer for you. It's okay if you don't understand this. You will. Everything first shifts at a frequency level. That's why this is so powerful. We don't try and shift the mind. We shift at our frequency signature. And then, as a result of that, our thinking changes, our perspective changes, and then as a result of that, our exterior, our external world, our outer environment, anything that's outside of where your skin stops, that shifts naturally. It's a consequence. What we humans do is we focus on our outer environment and our thinking. Without going to our blueprint level, if you like, the precursor, and shift first at frequency level. So as we take a deep breath in, we bring in these frequencies that are on offer for us from the core of the earth to help align us in a better position with our timeless self. This way, When you do tune into clearer frequencies, such as Esvedra here on Ibiza, or nature, you have the less filters to distort what you're receiving. So there's better clarity. And why the spine is so significant for us we are constantly changing. I wouldn't even say every millisecond. It's such a fine movement. We cannot detect it in this density, but it's happening continuously. We're walking into another version of us. Not conscious, not at the mind level, but at a frequency level. And most, because they don't know how to navigate, they haven't been shown. It's not because they're not able to, it's just simply because they haven't been guided. Most move into that next version based on their past versions. So they're in a loop. Coming back into your spine, noticing the curvature of the spine. And so what I see is that the spine is actually the first entry point into that next version of you in physical form. It leads the way to the rest of your body, your density. And for those who are advanced, or you may get into this in the future, you'll start to actually be able to navigate, direct that next rendition of yourselves through your spine. Again, if this is a bit too much to understand, it's okay. It's your timeless self that's taking notes, actually. And the mind, as I said before, will come to you later. That's when you get those aha moments. It's very clear. So if we want to be more efficient in transforming, I don't classify this as healing, fixing, being better. Because there's no judgment on the other side of the veil, if you like, or with your timeless self. It's all good. We've been created. We've done the magic act. So these are really personal preferences of how you'd like to create yourself here. And as we come more into our body and we spend more time in the present moment, then it's revealed to us from our timeless self what programs, distortions, filters have I brought in from past lives, this lifetime, that really are not there to help me be my best possible self. And when I say best possible self, it's not to save the whales or help people or any of those things that we've been shown what is supposed to be a good person. We've been dumbed down so much that we've been given this blanket instruction that to be a good person is to be tolerant, to accept everybody's behavior, perspective. Well, look at the world today. People are pretty confused out there, not defined at all, lost. So in fact, a little bit more intolerance based on what you receive from your timeless self as the truth. Could go a long way. So when we say, as we take a breath in and we notice our spine, when we say to create that next version of us, it's not for your timeless self. You're perfect. There's no healing that needs to be done, no fixing, no changing. But as we have free will and we're here and we can create anything, it's for us to decide how we wish to create ourselves here, and then ultimately the world that will we be reflected, created as a consequence of those shifts. It's quite outside the capacity of the human mind to really understand the logistics of this, unless it's been shown to you from your timeless self. So don't try and figure it out. Instead, ask your timeless self for clarity. Stay in your body, stay present here. Start asking your timeless self the bigger questions. Instead of the, what will my next job be? Or will I ever meet someone and be my twin flame? Whatever it might be that we have concerns, and I'm not minimizing them. That's the density that we're in with these challenges. But again, going back to that last statement earlier, we try and change everything that's already been created instead of going to our blueprint and editing there before it's been created. It's a much more efficient, precise system for us. So as we take a breath in, and in the mind's eye, using our imagination, one of our superpowers, the imagination, everything starts with imagination. Nothing is created before imagination. It's been quite downplayed for us. It's taken away our superpowers. So as we use our imagination, to create that next version of us in the mind's eye, we now can also visualize actually the spine leading the way as that next version. The spine not needing to go back to past experiences as reference points, no attachments dragging us, but very clear separate next version spines, that transmitter, that receiver being created for us. The mass consciousness is in a loop system It's going around in loops, but never really moving the needle. This way we're in a spiral. We're always moving forward. And referencing our past with a minimal movement. Unlike the loop, it's always referencing the past. So as we take a deep breath in, and these are the technologies, for instance, that Esvedra brings in for us. Some can call it alien. It's just outside of the human experience, the restrictions of the human experience so far, the database of the human experience so far. We tune into these other frequencies that can introduce a concept that the physical mind, the human mind, has not been able to open up to before. So that's how we use these other frequencies that can help us, that are clear. But ultimately, it's ourselves, our timeless self, that connection with our timeless self. That has the final sign-off on anything. There is nothing more powerful. Aliens, Esvedras, spirit guides, whatever it might be that you maybe perhaps have tuned into before, nothing is more powerful than that connection between you and your timeless self. And it's available at all times, because it's impossible not to be connected to your timeless self. It's possible to have filters telling you you're not connected. Taking another deep breath in. And let's just go a little bit deeper. We'll go in silence here for a while I bring all these clearer frequencies to help you, help yourself. And as I do that, visualize, imagine what that next version of you, and as I mentioned earlier, we're having that next version of ourselves. I can't even say every millisecond. It's exponentially shorter than that, outside of what we can comprehend. But just having that confidence, that awareness that we're always shifting, we're dynamic beings in a dynamic environment, so there's no graduation, there's no end game. The end game is this whole amazing metamorphosis that we now start to be aware of. So imagine, what does that next version of you look like? And imagine you metamorphing into that with a spine leading the way for the physical body. Always being in our body, always being here, centered for precision. Why is it that some people can reach these higher realms, have these connections while others can't. Well, one thing I've been shown on the other side as well, if you like, is that there's no judgment. Nobody gets special treatment. Nobody gets left behind. It's all down to our frequency signature and what we've brought in, either again from past lives or even this life in earlier years. What permission slips have we given ourselves or not? Have you given yourself the permission to connect? Or is it something that's so far away from you? Most other people sure can do it, but not you. So ask for clarity from your timeless self. It's available for everyone. And this is the age we're coming into. Those gurus, those speakers filling auditoriums, it's over. We all have access to this knowledge now. Great to have guidance to how to navigate it, to understand the logistics of it, but your timeless self will do that for you anyways, even with more precision, clarity than anyone else out there. But where we are right now, it's good to have some guidance. See if you resonate with that person, whoever's helping you, guiding you. But now it's accessible to all. And you'll find that younger people, younger generations, early 20s, teens, they're having these conversations over pizza. They're not looking for gurus because they have it already inside of them. They got the permission slip. So it's a new paradigm in the well-being sector as well, which is exciting. It's always exciting when this knowledge starts to be accessible to the masses. That's where real change happens in the world. The collective. Breathing in again. And as we end, we use spatial referencing, using our 5 physical senses. For those who can use other senses outside of the physical, perhaps you can reference different realities, different versions of yourselves that's available. There's always only one version of ourselves that's activated at any time, but the possibilities are infinite. So using our 5 senses right now to really spatial reference, which means to really come here in our body present. That GPS that tells us this is where we are creating ourselves here. Because most of the time, people are not in their body. They're not in the present moment. So they're not in that perfect alignment with their timeless self. And the creation gets a bit diluted, distorted. So as we breathe in, and we listen to any sounds around us right now, where are those sounds coming from and where are we in our body? The smells in the air, where are the smells coming from? What do the smells? What are they? Where are they? Where are we in our body? What is touching our skin right now? Is it a breeze, a fabric, the sofa, the floor? And then again, where are we in our body? That internal spatial referencing, taste. When I mean internal, it's not so much about our mind, but our internal system. Every time we swallow, taste, it references itself as chemistry and releases what we need for that ideal health. That is if our healing switch is turned on. Most of us have abandoned our own internal healing switch and just completely given our power and our control over to the pharmaceutical industry? How's that working out? And then opening our eyes and looking at an object and then seeing where you are from that object, that proximity. That spatial referencing, those 5 physical senses, that brings you back. It's a wonderful technology. No matter where you are, what you're doing in the day, you can always come back. So as I leave you here, perhaps stay a bit longer, asking your timeless self, what permission slips have I not granted myself? And how can we release that? So I can just be in my truth. The truth that I am this powerful being, connected at all times with my timeless self. What would your timeless self not create? Would your timeless self suffer? Be in lack? It's just our filters. So it's releasing these filters so we have better clarity of the truth with a capital T. We go far beyond religion, dogmas, doctrines, rule sets, beliefs, values. It's all very in this density here. And as we've noticed, observed, no religion can really agree. So where is the truth in that with a capital T? And with that, I'll see you all next week.